And welcome back to another RSG Lunch Stream. I'm back, bitches. Our Ranger J 1999 is back. All is right in the world, and the blood shall flow from the non-believers. I had a great little break. It was nice. Went up to mom's and did a lot of yard work, a lot of other work. But she fed me well, and we had a good time. So, had a nice little vacation. Hope everybody had a great Memorial Day weekend. I'm back, and of course, I brought along the crew with me. We've got Dr. Finn, Medicine Woman, Grindy the French Tickler, Grim the Mechanic, Sanely the Apprentice, and who else we got here? We got Zalo Takedown you in here, Stoner Jedi.
Yeah, I'm here. What's up, bro?
Yeah,
glad to have you back, man.
Why did you change your name to your channel, dude? That completely threw me off yesterday, you hippie.
Just like stretching it out so I can do other games too, as well as Swoga.
And you didn't,
Marvel Strike
Force.
And
you didn't want to tell me. Oh, so you're one of those kind of guys. Okay, Zyla. Okay.
He's stretching it out. He's stretching it out. He's pulling on it real hard. It's pretty stretched already.
Grande, no, Grande, stop it. Rutabaga. Dang it.
He makes a valid point there, Zylo. So do I not call you Zylo anymore?
No, it's still Zylo.
It's
just
like it long and
channel.
skinny.
Oh God.
I think you know what? I officially he's Stoner Jedi. If you're going to change your name, if you're going to change your YouTube, I'm going to change your name. Stoner Jedi, the artist formerly known as Zylo Takedown.
Maybe it's Jedi Stoner.
Oh man.
But welcome. I'm glad to be back. I know everybody missed me. Well, one person didn't miss me. He said that you guys sounded better without me. So, whoever you are, kiss my ass.
That person's my hero, by the
way.
Hey, no, I got to know.
I'm sure it was tongue in cheek. And if you don't like me, I don't care. I really don't care.
Oh yeah.
We had all kinds of great conversations on Battlefront streams.
Yes,
I mean, while I was playing and you were talking to Grim, yeah, that was great.
And while I was talking to Chrome Cobra too, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, Cove. Yeah.
What's going on here? V, are we going to do some Battlefront today?
Yeah.
We can do it after the stream if you're down.
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay. The first things first, I've been bombarded about ships. Holy balls, while I was on break, I had so many people ask me about ships. What do I think? What should they do? People are freaking out. People are pissed. People are angry. What were my thoughts? And I really didn't
Tune into the Wednesday night stream to learn about Rangers.
Do you want me to save it? Do you want me to save that for the Wednesday night
stream?
Save it.
Yeah, you got to say. We only have an hour. You need to save it today.
That's true. We do.
The rant itself will be an hour.
The rant itself will be an hour.
I'm just flabbergasted.
It's all right. Infinity and I've already got it out of our system.
I know.
And that was a 3-hour stream.
Well, it's my turn now, so prepare yourselves.
Where's Infinity and the stream?
It's all right. It's all right. I got the preparation H ready.
And that's not.
I want to go home, Finn.
And I've already seen questions in the chat already. Like, what do I think about ships? Well, I will hold my thoughts to that question for tonight. So,
Tits, I'm gonna be exhausted.
No, Tits. All you gotta do, hon, is sit back, relax, have a nice beverage, as Old Ranger does. What Old Ranger does. So
I think it's Tit's turn to go do yard work at her mom's house.
No, I don't wish that on anyone. That's some backbreaking work, man. I was cutting trees down, and oh Christ, it was pretty. It's so overgrown, but it's worth it. She really was appreciative, and it's just fun. It was fun just spending time with her. I don't get to see her as much as I'd like, but it was something I really wanted to do, and I needed a break, man. I've been streaming like so religiously, it was outrageous. But I'm back and I'm ready to rock and roll, and so we'll do like we normally do. We're going to do a roster review, and then we'll get to some questions. If you're going to ask me about ships, tune into the Wednesday night stream. That'll be one of the first things I do. And we'll take it from there. So, let's see. We got a roster review, correct, Finn?
That is correct.
All right.
It is the roster review of Mr. Skinny J.
And Skinny J is in Frozen and Carbonite. I've heard of this guild before.
in this guild. Frozen Carbonite. Yeah. We might know a couple people in that guild.
Do we know anybody there? It seems familiar.
We might Ewokin and Ewokin's in that guild. He's super cool.
Okay.
I think that's it. I think that's the only.
Yeah, I
person
can't think of anybody else who might be in Frozen and Carbonite that we would know personally.
They might have a couple of females that we may or may not know from the Angel stream.
Kingpin and Burgers.
Yeah.
There's some. We know them. We've seen them before. A guy named Soulless. We've seen those people. M-Fish. We've seen people like that. Lord Perez.
Yeah.
We've seen people like that, and someone named Scarlet.
Yeah.
But I think that's everybody we know in Frozen and Carbonite.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody else that comes to mind off the top of the head.
Yeah.
Yes,
wait. It's on the tip of. Wait.
It's right there. It's Tits' guild. It's Tits McVenum's guild. There, she's going crazy in chat. She's like, "Oh my god, me."
Oh my god, me. And sadly, I can picture her saying that too. I have a feeling she might be in the hospital yelling that to her phone right now.
So you're also me. Oh my god! All right, so we're gonna do Skinny Jay's thing today.
What does he want?
What does he need? What does he want, Finn?
So, like most people, Ships has kind of thrown him for a loop. So he's
Ships
wondering where he should focus.
Loops.
Yeah, so he's wondering where he should focus on Ships moving forward.
The other thing is an open-ended question. Zeta advice. So, someone look at Zetas. Let's talk about Ships for a second, guys.
And we can look at his arena too, because he's in the.
We do need to look at his arena.
His arena team. It's a good arena team. I'm suspecting mods are a problem with this team. If he's only
mods are a problem with that team.
I can already tell just by looking at the rank, because you should be a higher rank with that team. Sorry, Skinny J, but your mods have got to be not properly placed. If this is what. If you don't care about arena, then rock and roll, buddy. But
he's Jason in chat, by the way, so he's in the chat. So if we have any questions,
I know who he is.
No, just letting everyone know that's him.
He wants to be Ewoking in raids. Hey, well, if you don't get your mods corrected, fool, you're going to be getting nothing.
Bro, you know how hard it's going to be to beat Ewoking in raids?
Yeah, Mr. Mega Well.
It's very easy. You get Tits to smack him.
That doesn't work on Ewoking, for he is not human and has strength beyond strength.
No, that'll work.
So how's he looking on his mods? I want to go to his characters we're looking at raids. Let's see what we got.
He definitely needs to work on his mods.
I hit squads, son of a.
So we're gonna go
his
in here.
Mods
we're gonna
are
go in here
spread
and look
out.
at his characters.
Well, look at his mods and start giving me some tips on what his mods are, and I'm going to look at his characters.
All right. You do characters, and
you guys attack
Grim
mods.
I'll do mods.
All right.
I mean, he's got good mods, but they're not on his arena team.
But I'm looking. He's doing characters right now. What do you see in characters there?
I'm seeing quite a lot, actually. He's got a really good lineup.
Right.
Let's go by.
So he's set for phase 1. So his phase 1
team, he
has the gold with the.
He's got the Chex Mix
and
team.
the raid scavenger. So he's good there.
Chex Mix team. He's got Hermit Yoda 7 stars. I mean, honestly, looking at his roster, I mean, I'm not. This looks like a mod issue. It's not a roster issue. He's got everything that he needs.
Mm-hmm.
He really does. I mean, I'm looking at. Let's go through the. I don't need to look at his Jedi Training Rank team, but let's look at.
No, JTR is good.
No, the JTR team is.
As we're looking at First Order, Night Sisters, and Troopers.
What about Chex Mix?
He's got the Chex Mix combination.
What about Crew? What about First Order?
Colorado and Mass is only gear 8, but it is 7 stars. All his characters are 7 stars. Execution is only 3, but he's got Crew, First Order Stormtrooper. So First Order Stormtrooper is 35. I mean, First Order needs a little bit of work with gear and stuff. So there's some work he can do. That's a really solid team that he can use there. He needs to get First Order Officer and Stormtrooper 85, and then he needs to get them all to gear 11. That's one team that will help you out in the raids. Let's look at Night Sisters.
For Night Sisters, he has a double Saj Zeta. He has a Zeta Undaka. He's just missing the unique on Talzin. If you can get that.
Yeah, and you got to get her to 7 stars. Trust me, I'm on
yeah.
that path myself. Well, after this event today and everything, I should halfway dare the 7 stars. Like, God damn it. What a pain in the ass to farm. The Night Sisters is another team, but you could run... She's got 4 of the pieces. So Night Sisters, get your Talzin up and you should be okay. Let's look at Troopers. Spears is good. You need to get Colonel Stark to gear 11. You need to get Shore Trooper to gear 11. You definitely need to get Snow Trooper to gear 11. That is and I would say since you're going to use Death Trooper for your Chex Mix team, I'd definitely get Magma to gear Magma Trooper.
Liquid
Magma Trooper. He's an evil trooper full of liquid hot magma. So yeah, a little bit of work to do on the troopers, mainly gear. I mean, those 3 teams right there will get you really solid scores. Well, those 4 teams. So you run your JTR phase 1. You can run your crew team phase 2. Checks on 3 and the Night Sisters on 4. But until you get your gear up on these characters, I'm not even talking about mods. I'm just talking gear and get them to where they're at least gear 11. You ain't catching Ewalkin, not even by a long shot. And even then, you need to take them to gear 12 because Ewalkin's a goddamn beast. I think for that's what I'm saying. For characters. All right, let's talk about mods.
We got to get his best mods on his arena team. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, that's why I was telling him in chat. He's spread himself too thin because his mods are all over the place. I mean, he needs to go through, yank all the speed secondaries off of everything. Yeah. Go through and put his best speed secondary mods on his arena team, and then you can put the rest on everything else. Your arena team is your most important thing.
He's also pretty low on double-digit speed secondaries on speed set.
Agreed.
He does not have a lot. He has 3 of them on a non-arrow. So speed set mod farming may be something to look for in your future.
I think so too. I'm just looking at his mod just as a general.
Let me see how many arrows.
Wow, he really is all over the place. You get that goddamn 16 speed off of Talia.
He has 6. He has 7 30 speed arrows, speed set arrows though. So he has 7 of them. So he at least has a good number of those. One of them is on a
I'm not seeing. He's got a lot of decent speed secondaries,
but not on
speed sets, and not a ton of them. So, once he gets past his PvP team, a lot of his mods are going to be used, and then his mods will be okay. You definitely need to farm speed with speed secondaries for a while, bud. That's be the second recommendation.
Probably like 6 weeks.
It'll pay off though. It'll be worth it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. Your characters are fine, so really, it's a remodding of your arena team. It's a remodding of your characters. It's a collection of more mods, and then just finishing up gear and levels to your characters will make a huge difference. So that's what I'm seeing for your roster. Now, they're right. You need to pull off all your mods and then remod your PvP team to be the max efficiency that it needs to be. Vader needs to be at least above 230. Probably since you're not using a Scion.
It looks like he's working on Scion, though.
Yeah, well, who isn't? Christ.
So that's a good thing,
what
though.
What is this Scion? I just see a Scion.
4-star gear 8.
Yeah, once you get him to gear 11, switch him out for General Kenobi, then that'll offset a little bit of what you're doing for that, because Kenobi, I think, is the best tank, but for that team, Scion works way better. I mean, I run Scion in my team now, and he's a damn, he's beautiful. Yeah, so those are our main
Get some mod
recommendations. Yeah, it's gonna have to get some mods, finish your characters up, get those characters geared. At least to gear 11. Don't worry about gear 12. Get them to gear 11. They're very efficient in gear 11. Then you can take them to gear 12, but get them to at least gear 11. Gear 10 ain't gonna cut it. You're just going in there to get smoked, or just post some low number. I mean, that's pretty good. Let's see.
I still leave my other option. Stabbing Ewok works wonders too if you want to lower his score. Just saying.
Stabbing him in the neck. Don't stab him in the heart because he doesn't have one. It's funny because Ewok is a vampire.
Make him take an arrow to the knee.
All right, so he wanted to look at ships.
Yeah, let's look at his ships and then a Zeta. His next Zetas.
Sometimes it's easier for me to look at ships in game. What's his ally code?
I don't know if it's listed here. I don't keep mine on.
Should be on the profile.
No, because you have to put it
ships
there.
at 7 stars.
I didn't put mine in there.
You need to get Scimitar and Slave 1 7 stars.
I agree.
Imperial TIE Fighter needs to get the 7 stars.
Well, I don't know if you need to worry about Scimitar as much. You can still work on him. I don't think
He's
Scimitar.
still really good. He's just really good.
Here's why I will say don't listen to Finity. Scimitar is freaking amazing. While he is, if you have him maxed, while he is in, active, he gives your entire team plus 25% crit chance, plus 50% to Vader and himself.
He also needs to work on Geospy Starfighter. He needs to get, because he's already got a level 50 gold Geospy. Oh wait, that's level 2.
Yeah. I'm working on what we can get done now. So Imperial TIE Fighter, Scimitar, Slave 1 need to be worked on. He's got First Order.
But you can farm it from GW, right? You could farm that one from GW.
Who? Spy?
No, Scimitar is fleet only.
Fleet only for
I'm talking
Slave 1 and Scimitar fleet, but Spy, yeah, you might as well just farm. You can farm him easily out of GW, yeah.
Geospy, he needs
to finish Sunfac as well, and I think Sunfac's in GW as well, or is he only... No, he's in GW. No. Where's a Sunfac ship?
Sunfac is fleet and guild.
His ship?
Shop, I think.
Not the character, his ship.
Oh, his ship is in Galactic War.
Okay, so it is Galactic War. So, farm those two out of Galactic War. Farm Slave 1 and Scimitar until they're 7 stars. Slave 1, man, he's a pretty amazing... I mean, Scimitar is my first... Boba Fett's my first reinforcement. Scimitar is my second one now. I'm still kind of dicking around with that, but...
Most of my shard don't even use
You've got Biggs, you've got TIE Fighter... You can go get your Imperial TIE Fighter up. He's really good. Starting
and he's also in the Fleet Arena store, sorry.
Yeah. So, but focus on those ships. I think you're just lacking a little bit of punch on some of the ships. You got a lot of the ships done, but you're missing some oomph that you really need to separate yourself out. Your TIE Advance is good. Your Biggs looks pretty solid, but you need to get your TIE Fighter pilot taken care of. You need to finish Slave 1 and Scimitar's reinforcements. Where are you on Silencer? Silencer is another great one you can use off the bench.
I'd also recommend he work on Poe's ship. It's the fastest ship in the game, and it will also make opponents regret putting TIE Fighter in their starting lineup.
It's very true.
Yeah, he one-shots it easily.
All right, how we looking on Zetas?
I got him up. Hold on. Okay. So he's got 16 Zetas currently on GG. You got double Asajj. You got roll with the punches on BB-8. You got it binds all things on Luke. Lord of Hunger for Nihilus.
Good.
Double Zeta on Palp.
Good.
You got Finn. You have Veers. You have Ebb and Flow on Thrawn. You got Raidhan. You got Daka. You got double Zeta on R2. And then JTR has Inspirational Presence and Insight.
All right, so you need to get Talzin's unique done. I didn't hear hers. Hermit Yoda needs his Zeta. That'll really help you in the raid too. Hermit Yoda is an amazing little bastard in the raid. You can use him on all your teams. Just put him in as your 5th. Just
on any
team, just put that little green toad bastard in there, and you're gonna just kick ass. So those 2 Zetas were off the top for that I didn't hear that I could tell you to immediately get. Scion is the 3rd. At 4 stars, gear 11 with his Zeta, he's really, really amazing. So that's 3 Zetas right there that you can work on. If you want to finish Night Sisters, then finish Talzin. Then get Hermit Yoda for the raid. If you want to start with the raid, then go Hermit Yoda, then Talzin. Because you have the double Zaz already, you can be alright in the raid without Plague Bearer. But there's other things besides the raid. There's territory battles, territory wars. Those Zetas will help you tremendously. Because if you could put a Zeta on Hermit Yoda and put him in a JTR team, that team's a pain in the ass in territory wars to deal with. Because you, like, just say you go Ray, BB-8, R2, and let's say Resistance Trooper. That little green bastard is just sending them constantly, and you're getting protection back, and everything is just, it's like, holy God! This is a little monster. Those are 3 Zetas I think of when I heard all the Zetas. Is there anyone that I didn't think of that you guys want to mention that he should go for?
I mean,
I think that's it, because if we're telling him to work on ships, that means he's not going to be able to farm Zetas as much if he's farming ships. So I think.
Well, he's still got the challenges.
he will.
Territory wars, and
that's true.
So a little bit
maybe
slow down, but yeah.
Well, how's his first order look? I wasn't paying attention.
His first order needs gear in some levels.
Save it for Treya.
Well, we don't know.
They're getting heroic set.
Yeah,
I know they're.
But it's still going to be a while before you're going to unlock Treya, right? It's not like it's going to be like in a week or 2. So you can go.
I think they are relatively close.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying.
Well, here's the thing, though. Treya, while she's good and all, if she's not startup, she's extremely squishy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you put her with Sith Trooper and Scion, you cover a lot of that, though. I think he's in a good position to wait to Zeta her, personally. I don't think any of the other Zetas at this point will be any kind of major impact. So he's better off saving.
The Yoda one and the Plague
Bearer
for
Scion.
Really good. You know, Scion
Zeta is amazing.
Yes, it really is. You know, you can replace him once you get into Gear 11 with your General Kenobi. You know, so that's a win-win. So that's that. So anything else? Yes, no, maybe so. Forever hold your peace.
I'm good.
Saith the Lord.
I think this is way down the line, but I'm not saying to start zating crew members, but there are like ships like, you know, TIE Silencer, Slave 1, where, you know, if you want to get really competitive in ships, you're going to want to eventually Zeta those characters.
Yeah.
At some point.
Yeah.
Or just gearing all the crew members in general. I mean, because we don't really know what works. I mean, like, not something right away. Just gearing the crew members in the future. Like, all of them are going to matter at
least
some
Gear
point.
7, Gear 8. You know, I've got all mine 85,
right.
Gear 8 right now. But the only 2 that I haven't finished with stars is Commando and The Spy Who Shagged Me. So, I mean, and I'm working on, and he's 5-star, almost 6, and I'm working on him right now, and then I'll go do Commando. I have nothing really to farm out of. I could have done Spirit, but I was like, you know what, I'm going to finish all my crew. And then you know, because the ship is already 7 stars. They're 85. It's just a matter of getting them to, you know, getting the characters to 7 stars.
Yeah, and the only reason I said that was because you want to make all the ships as valuable as you can. You know, going into territory wars, you know, it's stretching you out a little bit more with this new 3v3, but it's also still capable for you to like place a good team down on offense and place a team your meta team down on defense and still get 2 wins on offense if you have your ships at an even level. You know.
Yeah, and you have to. So here's the thing about ships. We still don't have enough information, right? people have limited access to a lot of the we don't even have the PvE content open to get the reinforcement and all that other crap, right? So we're still trying to those. We're still trying to figure out. I've gone in on the team that I think, which is Biggs, Vader, TIE Fighter pilot, right? It's kind of moot if you don't have them. First of all, you got to get them to 7 stars, and you got to get them as high gear as you can. A lot of those characters will be really good for you anyway. The end game is a slight variation on the stats and things of that nature. It does matter, but you can still be effective. But, ships is one of those things is we can make recommendations right now, but we still don't have enough data because they've so drastically changed how ships work. I mean, we could tell you a lineup right now that in a week or two we could be going, hey, forget what we said. From what we're seeing, this is what's really working. Now, right now for me, I think Loki kind of confirmed that I got to change out my capital ship, but I think it's Executrix with Biggs, Imperial TIE Fighter pilot, and Vader's ship as your starting lineup is really good. And then the other one is the Geonosians are really showing, if they're maxed out, really showing a lot of wherewithal for ships right now. But that could change. There's still so much up in the air with ships. So go with those lineups right now is a pretty solid fleet lineup. I'm seeing a lot of people using that as their starting lineup. Some are still using Chimera and it's still being very effective. So, but stay tuned. For you though, focus on just farming your ships. You got some ships you got to work on. So, kind of a moot point.
Yeah. Well, one of the other tips that I think is not, what's the word I'm looking for? Not talked about enough is 5. Level 15 mods on crew members.
Right,
it doesn't matter if they have speed or anything on, just as long as they're level 15 5. And you fill them up on your character, that will increase the stats of that character's ship.
Don't forget about that, guys. We see that a lot too. Even if it's just crap.
Every little bit helps.
Yeah, all the ships.
Most of my crew, other than the guys that are upper echelon that I use for PvP, have just regular old mods. Don't really care, unless I'm using them for other content, which some of them do have that, like, Death Trooper. Yeah, of course, he has great mods. But like some of the Geonosian Soldier, I've got all my characters, they have those 15 dot mods, or level 15 5 dot mods. So that's another great point. All right, so that takes care of this. If you have any more questions, Skinny J, of course, you can come find us at any time and ask us questions in the Discord. That's what it's set up for. And if you guys aren't in our Discord, you should. A lot of great insight and information there. Great community, over 1,000 people. And this is what it exists for, is to help you with stuff like this. But if you have any more questions, Skinny J, about anything, you know where to find us, and we'll hook you up. But that's what we're here for. All right, Dr. Finn. Is there anything else we need to do before I go to the Apprentice, Saintly Red?
No. I think we can jump into questions.
Okay. Apprentice. Other questions.
Scooby, question, what's your thoughts on Chips Ranger?
Tune in tonight. I was going to, but then Finn cut me off and said no. So.
Ski Trooper, question, after your travels, Ranger, what's your favorite locally prepared porg?
Well, I like there's a place that makes it where they cook a medium rare and they add their special sauce and seasoning. Couldn't find a Kentucky Fried Pork in my location, but I was able to find a very nice, classy restaurant where we could, with a little bit of potatoes and some veggie on the side and nice red wine. So yeah, they prepared it correct.
Camille Buhalski, question, what do you think about new Executrix? Looks like it's significantly better than Chimera now, don't you think?
Yeah, see, that's the thing I've been kind of debating on is, because I gotta go with Loki on this. I don't know how you guys feel. Executrix, man, I'm about to pop him in my lineup. He's really something.
I have mine at 7 stars, and I use him. I switched from Chimera back to Executrix because it's just too good.
Yeah. And I think I'm about to do that on my next battle. I mean, not that Chimera's not great, but they just made Executrix really, really good now. It's like...
Well, the expose on its AoE is so amazing.
So, yeah. It's ridiculous. All right, next question.
Nathaniel Miller. Anyone found a decent use for clones in Sith Triumvirate Raid?
No. Anybody
I think
here?
McMoltu had a video about that, I think.
I think it was like a Princess Zodi team or something.
Oh, that's right. But they've been nerfed since.
They got nerfed or something like that, yeah.
Yeah, that was with when they had 5s doing the unlimited turns.
Right.
Unlimited power!
Yeah, the P4 team with bays. It's already been fixed.
Yeah. Pretty much they nerfed all the fun teams.
Unless you got nothing better.
I just throw the clones in phase 4 and the end of the sync.
All right, next question.
Okay. Mr. Pennypinch, question: how was your holiday, Ranger? Missed you, buddy.
Oh well, I missed you guys too, and it was really good. I got to spend time with my mom and do some work and hang out and just relax. And I still had schoolwork and other things to work on too. But it was a nice as much as I love Galaxy Heroes and Battlefront and hanging out with you guys. You need to take a step back and, spending time with family is always good. I always tell people, we were very adamant about this, real life's a little bit more important than games. Your family and your friends and stuff, make time for them. It's important, it goes without saying. So, no, it was really good. I had a great time. Missed you guys, though, and I'm glad to be back.
And all right, that's all the questions we have.
That's all the questions we have? My God in heaven.
Wow.
Maybe I should have ranted, Finn.
Nope.
I'll do what I damn well please, Finn. I'll rant right now if I want to. You can't stop me. I'm not going to, but not because you tell me not to, because I chose... stuff. So what have I missed since I've been gone? Anything of significance?
The Rockets lost.
Well, yeah, no, I was there for that. I watched it. Oh boy.
Bethesda Software announced a new Fallout game.
Well, I meant more in game and stuff happened in the community and stuff.
A guy who went by the name of C-3PO killed himself.
Yeah,
we made a PSA about that.
Yeah.
We made a suicide. I mean, it was a crazy deal. I got pulled into it. Devs ended up helping us. Players ended up helping us. I ended up getting a contact from Discord out of the deal in case we ever have an issue like that in the future.
Seriously, guys, I'm telling you this right now. If you have any of those thoughts, you immediately can reach out to me at any time.
Yeah, for real.
There is nothing in this. So listen, I've been through some shit. I've been through some horrifying shit. If I can come out the other side and still be okay and want to live, I can give you a bunch of reasons why you should too. We all have those bad things that happen to us, but there's nothing on this planet, because...
Or bad thoughts. You got bad thoughts too, right?
Yeah, it's natural. It's natural to feel sadness and loneliness and things of that nature.
Yeah.
But there's always, and I'm living proof of this, you can go through the most horrifying thing in the world, right? You can go through some of the toughest crap you can imagine. Right? I've been pushed beyond my breaking point. And I know what can be achieved if you just realize that, there's always the next day. You don't know what's around the corner. Life's going to always sucker punch your ass, but it's those moments where if you get through that crap, just put your head down, get through it, because on the other side is always good shit. So anytime anybody feels that way, just you really, if you're having those feelings, listen.
reach out, find some help. And here's the other thing too: is if you think somebody is feeling that way, ask them. Have a conversation with them. Sometimes people are quiet when they should. When they be somebody's buddy. Be like, hey, bud, you doing all right today?
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, seriously, don't do it, guys. There's only one of you, and if you're gone, then you're gone. It's not like you get a do-over, right? So,
Ranger, I put another roster in Skype.
I don't want to do another goddamn roster review.
You missed this one.
I didn't miss shit.
Yeah, so this guy was scheduled for May 4th. That was the weekend that I was gone, and I just checked, and there wasn't a roster review done for him.
We just did a roster review, Finn.
Yeah, I know, but now we don't have any more questions, so let's do...
do we not have any more questions, Stanley? Are there more questions?
Back.
We've got questions coming in now.
Oh, well, look at that.
Let's do the roster review first.
No!
We owe it to him.
There is no such thing as a quick roster review, you son of a bitch.
He was missed like 3 weeks ago.
Put it on the damn list.
I didn't know you speak Finn.
I know, right?
Yeah, I didn't know you spoke Finn either.
Well, when you spend enough time in a culture and with people like Finn, then you kind of develop an affinity. See what I did there, affinity? For how they speak and act and things like that. Give it.
So he's a longtime viewer too. So it's
we're not prepared. We usually prep for like what?
5 minutes.
Days before processor? No, okay, never mind.
Days before. We prep for days on this shit.
Yeah. Now the cat's out of the bag. Finn's like 5 minutes.
5 minutes? Finn's like, Vincelli, we're streaming. Mute your mic when you come on.
I'm waking up.
Okay.
So this is Darth Jar Jar or Darth Nabil.
He's from Sigma Alliance Omega. Looks like he's doing pretty decent on his arena. What is he looking for?
So he's looking for potential Sith teams. He already knows about Jedi Training Rey and Night Sisters and Imperial Troopers. So he's trying to see if there's any other teams that he can make for the Sith raid.
No.
Well, that was a quick.
Did we answer exactly the same at the same time?
You're awful, content.
That's it. That's the only teams that work.
That's not true at all.
We'll you
didn't even mention Chex Mix, Grande. You're just like, no. Okay.
I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you.
So let me go over Zetas real quick. That way
and then also mods for the Sith raid team, and then ships.
We can get that out of the way.
Sith look pretty. Okay, so overall, his Sith look pretty good. Vader, Nihilus. Well, he's got to get his Palpatine to 11. But I mean, just Sith in general. Sith in the raid ain't happening, so don't even bother. But if you're thinking territory battles, territory wars, your Palps got to get Vader, Palps, Nihilus to 12. Right? Those are
that team can work.
He doesn't have any of them Zeta except for Vader. Vader's lead.
But the Sith team, the Emperor Palpatine team in Phase 2 can work. You're basically trying to speed up Nihilus to annihilate. You can get like 1 million with that team.
On a good day.
It's a little bit of RNG. You have to know how to play it, but you can. You can get 1 million.
Don't use Sith in the Sith raid.
You can also get 10 million with Ugnut and Cup and a Geonosian too.
In Phase 4 by stealing damage.
Secrets.
Well, it's not really a secret. They don't even know why that's happening. That bug is still alive.
It's called cheating. We're hacks. We have the hacks.
I don't know. It's still a secret.
No. It's like
I wish I was smart enough to hacks. Damn. That's my problem. I just it's too much work.
It's like a rounding error.
You know, that's the thing about people that cheat. It's like, do you know it takes more effort to cheat than it does to actually do the damn work and do it right?
Which is why it's more satisfying.
It rounds up to the nearest 10 million damage.
Right.
So here's the Zetas. He's got double Asajj, which is good.
Yeah.
Got roll to punches BB-8. Bind all things. Learn control. Luke. Vader's lead. He's got Finn Zeta. He's got First Order TIE Fighter pilot Zeta.
Oh, he pulled the
Veers.
T-Money.
Yeah, pull the D money.
He's got Veer Zeta. He's got Raidhan Zeta. He's got Into the Fray with Jin. He's got Old Ben Zeta's Devoted Protector. He's got Double Zeta on R2. He's got Inspirational Presence on JTR and Insight. And then he also has Cornered Beast with Wampa.
Yeah, so EP lead. That needs a Zeta.
That's their next one for sure.
Yeah, well, we're in the era of the Sith meta, so it's probably a good idea to work on your Sith.
For now.
Might want to get the Zedon Scion too.
Mm-hmm.
Especially since he has 50 Zetas saved up.
Yeah.
Oh, dang, he has 50 Zetas.
Oh,
saved up?
wow.
I think he means Zeta Mats, not 50 full Zetas.
Right. No one. I don't think there's anyone that has 50 full Zetas.
Yeah,
yet.
no, I think Bimatsu.
Yeah, his name is Bimatsu.
12. I think he's closest at 12 or something.
No, last time he had 200 Zeta Mats. That's what?
10.
10.
10?
I think he's probably at 12 or something right now.
Bimatsu has 52 Zeted?
No.
No. He has like 20 Zetas worth of mats saved up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's okay. I meant
I don't know why he's doing that either. I think he's holding out. He really wants Zam Wessel to get a Zeta, and he's going to triple Zeta Zam Wessel.
I would do it.
I was Bimatsu and I were in the same guild when he got Zam. He wailed out on Zam, and then he cried for like a week.
We were all like, your tears are delicious, Bimatsu. Tastes like Spam salt.
So Emperor Palpatine is a good one.
Yeah.
Where is First Order? He has a Zeta on First Order TIE Pilot, which is going to be for ships, but where are the rest of his First Order?
Let's look
right now.
Well, that's the problem with the First Order is like, what is it? Like 6 of them are crew members, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I mean, I think they have the faction with the most Zetas for ships.
So his Kylo Ren is gear 11 6-star, so he'll get him to 7-star soon.
Yeah.
So a Zeta on Kylo Ren unmasked is not a bad proposition either.
Dude, double Zeta on crew, man. That's called winning.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, if you're the First Order team works really well in Phase 2, especially if you can get your Executioner up.
Mm-hmm.
And
Executioner does
ships right now too.
damage.
He's amazing. First Order Executioner is a beast. Kassan Chop.
Exactly.
The rest of your First Order definitely still need work, especially like First Order Officer.
Yeah, he's the
4
little
right
engine
now.
that drives everything.
Yep. So if you work on your First Order Officer, your First Order Stormtrooper, you can use other combinations of things. So if you want to use First Order TIE Pilot and you're like regular Kylo Ren, you can. Special Forces, Executioner, you can sub those in.
Yeah, I like Kylo Ren Unmasked, First Order Stormtrooper Officer, and then Executioner.
Mm-hmm.
The pilots are good, but I really like, because Kylo Ren, the regular, he's giving turn meters, doing his thing. First Order Stormtrooper, what you do is you just take First Order Officer and you're just constantly pushing into First Order Stormtrooper because he's doing all those assists, right? Executioner is just easy, and if he's getting the assist call, you're just ramping him up even faster. And once you get all the Zetas and stuff on that team, they're getting back their protection, they're getting back health, they're getting advantage. They're disgusting. They're real pain. And they're real pain in the ass. They're not meta in the sense of the arena just because there are teams that can beat them. However, in territory wars, you have to use a really good team to beat. It's not like you can take a scrub team in and beat them, right?
Yeah, if you jack up their turn meter for someone else,
then you need a really high meta team to go in there and beat them, because you basically set them up to where once that team gets going, it's ridiculous.
Can of worms.
It's like resistance. It's like resistance with like a Zeta Finn. If you let that team get going, you're just asking for it's like Night Sisters. If you let them get turn meter and get them rocking and rolling, you're just asking for pain, because turn meter, because of what they do with turn meter manipulation, it's brutal. Especially with
I always love watching my First Order on defense when someone goes up against them, and I'm like, oh, they got more health.
Yeah.
Their health and protection went back to full.
Yeah.
Yay.
How did that happen? Oh, that's right. They're correctly modded and Zeted. But yeah, Colorado Mass, his leader and his Scarred ability, those are 2 Zetas I would definitely... Got 2 Zetas, pop them on there. I mean, he's worth it, man. And you got him gear 11. Just, you got to get... I would say Coloran, First Order, Stormtrooper, First Order Officer, and work on Executioner. Until then, you can use your First Order TIE Fighter pilot. Still pretty decent, but not as good as, in my opinion, as First Order Executioner.
I agree. Though I'd still work on Special Forces because he gives the entire team speed up, which is so nice.
So does Kyle Ren. He does some stuff too, but I don't know. But the main parts is Colorado Mass, Stormtrooper, First Order Officer, and Executioner. Those 4 definitely. Then whoever you want to use as your 5th. I mean, it's how you want to run the team. But since I usually use them on defense, I like to have Kylo Ren in there. But if you're going to use them as an offensive team, I could see you using Special Forces pilot as well. But yeah, once you finish Colorado Mass, because Executioner is Cantina, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so you can go right to farming First Order Executioner. Ski Trooper, any of the Omegas and First Order Officer must have. Yes, all of them.
Yep, they're all really good.
Yeah.
Reduce cooldowns and other goodies.
I mean, if you look at what First Order, I can pull them up here. Characters.
Main one. So the main ones you can skip are always the damage increases. So his basic does extra critical damage.
Yeah, not the basic.
You can skip that one, but his 2
It is nice though. It is nice, but these other 2 marching orders, a must, and so is pinning shot. Physical damage to target enemy and remove 50% turn meter. If any turn meter is removed this way, each ally gains 15% turn meter. I mean, that's
not limited to First Order either.
No, but he gets that 100% turn meter and advantage. They also gain if they're First Order, they get offensive up. And he also he dispels all debuffs from officer and the target ally, and grants them both tenacity after 2 turns. This is why you always you're using him to pump up First Order Stormtrooper, because you just make First Order Stormtrooper ridiculous.
Or in arena, if you use that's like the counter to Vader right there. So what you do is you give it to if your officer goes first, you put it on crew, and then usually their Vader will go right after that, because usually Vader's pretty fast. So what happens is Vader throws his AoE out.
Yeah.
Crew has tenacity up and taunt. So then Vader does his Culling Blade, but Crew has no debuffs. So the team doesn't gain turn meter.
Right. Uncomfortable question, what in the hell's going on in here? Oh, Chrome, you simple bastard. But I'll just put this on auto on this. I mean, removal, they just got 50%. There goes Executioner. I mean, they just slaughter. Executioner is just a beast. Look at him. Look at him. Get full turn meter again. Gasson Chop. Gasson Chop.
Yeah. That's how Executioner works, man. Once you get him going, it's hard to get him to stop.
He's the gift that keeps on giving, and that gift is dead. All right, was there anything else we needed to look on Darth and Pill's character? Or
what's his guild?
I said it was Sigma Alliance Omega.
Oh, okay.
And ships.
Oh, ships.
Well, he has crew and First Order TIE Fighter pilot geared, so hopefully he's got those ships rocking and rolling.
So, Vader ship's done. First Order. He's got the ships.
Yeah, it looks like he's working on getting Silencer finished.
Sure.
It's at 6 stars.
Yep.
He's got the necessary stuff for his lineup. I'd go Biggs, TIE Advance, TIE Fighter pilot. Go Slave 1, Scimitars, Reinforcement Silencer, pick a 4th. I would work on the Geo ships, and I would definitely work on Plo Koon ships. Plo Koon ship in a galactic fleet, I gotta tell you, man, with their rework they did with him and stuff, I use him as his reinforcement ability is really disgusting. That's a nice ship to get.
Well, the way they reworked his kit, I mean, he is amazing. I mean,
It really is. But it works. It works really well. I mean, the Mace Galactic Republic fleet is a very defensive, in the ass. Once you get all the ships maxed out, which I do, on defense they're a pain in the ass to deal with. They really are, and you need a really strong offensive team to beat them, because if you don't, they're just going to sit there and get their health and protection back constantly and get additional protections. They're a real nightmare to deal with. There's just taunts flying everywhere. You can't get, I mean, defenses on them, and they're a pain in the ass. They really are. But yeah, you've got the ships for your starting lineup, so those would be the ships that I said earlier for your lineup for now. But I would work on getting, and they're easy to get Soldier, get Starfighter or Plo Koon ship, get Spy up. You're doing, Clone Sergeant. I mean,
I'd also I'd recommend Clone Sergeants, because
he's an important part of that.
He's good lord, he is a pain to kill, because when you reinforce with him and he has protection, he has taunt, and it never goes away unless you put buff immunity on him. It's so annoying.
So, all right, anything else, Dr. Finn, we need to look at?
No, I think that's it. Yeah, he just said he's 12 shards away from 7-starring Kylo, but
Nice.
That's it. He's Bob in the chat.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay.
Bob. All right, so that's that. Let's finish up with some of them questions there.
Ski Trooper question: Next Zeta rampage on Gear 12 Asajj or crew lead on Gear 10 crew?
We need to know more about the rest of his first order, not just crew.
Right off the bat, though, I think crew has a bigger impact than Rampage.
Yeah,
I agree. But if the rest of his first order aren't ready, if the other ones are Gear 12 and you have a Gear 10
Or Gear 11.
crew, that's fine. But if the rest of his first order are like Gear 8, then there's no worth to putting a Zeta on Kylo Ren yet.
Bro. Put on
Kylo Ren. Pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So depends on your first order. As long as your first order are decent, crew is definitely better.
Put it on crew.
Here's the dark side. All the Force. I was on last night too, Force Awakens. I came in, turned on the TV.
They were playing all the Star Wars over the weekend.
That's right.
I was watching all the Ewoks. They're such the cuddly little teddy bears.
My favorite part of that is when they were getting destroyed by the ATSTs.
I love that part, and they're playing that really sad music. That was like
that scene makes me cry. Where the two of them are running, and then one of them gets shot, and the other one turns to him and
He's
tries to get.
It's not moving.
I mean, that scene always gets me a little teary.
I loved it. It's like, yeah, get him, get to him. And I just want to know, so if I'm a stormtrooper and I've got Ewoks hitting me with sticks and clubs, I would just kick all of them. The stormtroopers are acting like they was hurting them. I'm like, it's a rock spear, you.
Well, blunt force trauma.
Yeah, I don't buy it. Sorry.
Return of the Jedi stormtroopers are also extremely ugly.
I don't know.
If you actually compare their helmets compared to previous movies, they were extremely poorly made. Like, they went a lot cheaper on the props with Return of the Jedi. Fun fact.
All right. Next question. Let's finish up with some.
Kaza Cage Too Easy question: Why do drop rates for Vet Hans suck?
It's not it's because if you look at the node, right, it's a 16 node. And I think the drop rate's 1 out of 3 or 1 out of 4. So if you do the 300 refresh crystals a day plus the extra additional energy, your average is between 8 and 14. So sometimes a little bit more. you know, depending on the RNG. But I think it's like a 25% drop rate. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, guys. But 25.
That's what it tested out to be.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's supposed to be, but it always feels like it's around 25% when I was farming them too.
Yeah. And so it's always been like that. Yeah, I hope everybody took advantage of the double drops this weekend. I really do. If you had the vets, you should have.
You know she's coming back, right, Ranger?
Who?
June 14.
Double drops?
June 14, the BB-8 event is coming, so that pretty much means that Jedi Training Ray should be back on June 14th as well.
Okay.
Yeah, it should be around that time frame.
So I hope Tits took advantage. That's all I got to say.
She better have stayed on target.
Because
I took advantage of it as well, and I'm still not going to be able to get her. The drop rates have utterly sucked for me, man.
Where are you at, Grim, on them?
Like, my veteran Chewie, I haven't even touched yet. I'm still working on getting Hana.
Grim, what did we tell you to do? What did we tell you to do, Grim? We tell this to everybody all the time. What in the hell? Grim, why the hell did this happen? Why didn't you listen to us?
Because it'll take about the exact same amount of time to get them both up. For me, it will.
Oh, my.
But, well, it doesn't matter. I have my 8.8 million Night Sister team almost done, so.
Oh, great.
But yeah, during the double drop event, I got like 14 veteran Han shards, and that was doing my 3 refreshes and.
Speechless. All right, next question.
Just letting people know, R2 event will be back on June 28th.
Oh.
So that's around the time that CLS will be back too. Shields Ghost. Question, who went all in on the new Han tunes?
Not me.
Nope.
One of my guild members actually has a 7-star young Han.
Great.
Shame on him.
Yeah, I got a guild member that's got Gear 12, all the new tunes.
Shame.
Usually I buy all the $10 starter packs when they release a tune. Like, ever since Haldo and Rose, I haven't bought one of those $10 packs except for Bosk. And I mean, I'm still even debating on doing the young Han Solo, Vandor, Chewie, and Kira packs just because they just don't look that entertaining, you know? It just doesn't look like it's worth even a $10 investment right now for each of those packs.
Well, normally I don't say that stuff is worth spending money on, but after seeing young Han in action, I have to say that he is really, really good.
Yeah, I see the point, and like the only reason why I buy those $10 packs is to skip out on that back half star level, so that way you can focus on, you know, the harder farms right away, and you know you start off at that 65 shard farm, and then you get them right up to 5, 6, and 7 from that point. But again, you know, is it worth that investment? And you know, where are they going to be farmable at? You know, all these new tunes that are going to come out around them, what kind of synergy are they going to have? Is it going to be worth spending $40-$50 on all of those individual packs? I don't know.
Well, young Han is a monster in raids. A monster.
Right. I see that too.
He was doing almost 100K on his basic.
Right.
That's fine, but I still don't think it's worth $300 plus to spend on it.
Yeah.
But, you know...
Just realistically, though, again, it's $50 for all 5 of the packs. Like, say, if they make the 5 tunes just to make a whole team for them, right? The smugglers, the faction itself. You know, you're spending $10 on each tune per pack just to round up the star level. And I'm not saying that's not worth it, but that's $50 just to get each one up to the next star level. Yeah,
not to mention, it's not just
past that one.
It's also not just Han, right? You need Chewie as well, and then you also need the Zeta, so you can start rezzing them. It's not as easy as just saying he does a lot of damage. It's a huge investment to get them.
It's
not worth it.
It's fairly huge.
You gotta invest in and outside of the game for both. You know, that whole faction. And it's like, if you have the money to jump into it, yeah, go for it. But you know, I'm debating on even doing it from a farming aspect, just because again we don't know where they're going to be farmable. You could see them drop in a Cantina note or something, or in the new fleet PvP table, something that's easy, accessible, you know, and $10, saving that $10 per tune might be worth, you know, passing on this time. for me anyway. Sorry.
All right, next question.
Nathaniel Miller, question: I'm thinking of trying a run with Thrawn, Snow, Storm, Magma, Stark team in Sith Triumvirate raid in tier 5 and 6. Would it be viable in phase 1 or 2? If you're going Thrawn lead, I've seen it work pretty well in phase 1.
Phase 1, you give too many buffs on that team, and you're just going to give Nihilus so much protection.
Yeah, like you need Death Trooper on that team, which is the worst part, is because like you want Death Trooper and Chex Mix, you know, and
this is tier 5 and 6 though. This isn't heroic.
Yeah,
so you don't really need a Chex Mix team.
Right.
There's a lot of things that are viable in phase 1 and 2 though, in that level that doesn't work out in heroic. It's just.
I've used that exact team that he said in phase 1, and it's better in phase 2 because you actually do damage phase 1. It's like 1 step forward, 2 steps back, because that team buffs each other a lot because you have to kill the ads. And he said he has Veers on the team, right?
No.
Oh, no Veers on the team?
Thrawn, Snow, Storm, Magma, Stark.
Okay, well, Stark's going to give up the buff. Storm's also going to give them buffs. Stormtrooper will also buff the group. So yeah, I would say it's better to do phase 2. Phase 1, you're gonna feed too much protection. Yeah.
Right.
And Revenator pointed out that Tess McVenom needs to get back on target. Her Vet Chewie is still at 5-star, and her Vet Han is 6-star.
It's fine. You can still be a 5-star and make it. The question is, how many crystals has she saved up from everything else? If she stayed on target, she can still get it. So it's just a matter of where she is. We need more details.
Start the panic farming timers.
Yeah, remember, if you guys are still farming the veterans, right, make sure that you're not spending, and I hate saying this, but because you're saying focus, don't spend crystals on regular energy refreshes. Just Cantina. Save up the rest of your crystals, and then prep to buy Veteran Han and Chewie from the store for crystals so that you can supplement it. The 200 crystal refreshes of Cantina battles are not worth it. You get a better value if you're looking at the shards specifically by buying them from the store. If you're looking overall, you get a lot more other benefits like the Cantina tokens and that kind of stuff if you do the 200 refreshes, but you're not focusing on that. You're focusing on the shards. So don't do the 200 Cantina refreshes, just the 100s, and then save up the rest of your crystals. And once the event comes, remember that it starts on the 14th but ends on the 20th. So you have basically until the 19th in order to actually get what you need, and then you'll have a day to beat the event. If you have them gear like 8 or so, you should be fine. So just make sure you plan accordingly. If you're saving up crystals, you can still do it.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
If not, there's always next time.
It's like the third time around, it's getting close, and like Ben said, you know, if you got the resources and you manage it properly, it can be done at a 5 or 6 star count. But just be aware and be ready.
All right, 2 more questions.
Okay, first, Ancient Farmer, he says, going to quit this week. Change my mind.
Huh?
Ancient Farmer says, going to quit this week. Change my mind. Ships are awful. Treya, meh. Quest, low point.
Go after titles.
That's the quest. He said that's a low point.
Okay, so okay, so Ancient Farmer. All right, so here's the thing. If you're not enjoying this game, then don't play it. I'm not going to try to convince you to play a game that you have no enjoyment for. Right? Now, it's hard to say that because when you're pot committed like a lot of us are, right? I would say do this. If you're not having fun playing the game, period, then you have to make that choice. I'm not going to try to convince you one way or the other, right? But if it's just certain aspects that you don't like, but there's other aspects you like, then maybe cut back on the aspects you don't like, and then keep doing the stuff you do enjoy, right? You know, just find that balance, you know?
Well, like, remember the time we were talking about, you know, someone losing their spark for arena and, you know, losing the passion for the game. It's take every aspect of the game that you don't like and flip the script. Just change it around and, you know, find something that is going to bring the spark back in the game for you. You know, like anything from like changing your mods or changing your PvP team and just investing a little extra time when you have it. It'll change, you know, certain aspects of the game for you. Or, you know, the ships, it's a big pain, but, you know, again, spend a little time on YouTube, watch a couple of videos from the Game Changers and some other YouTubers that are out here in the community, and, you know, find something that will work for you or something that you can invest your time in that will give you that spark back to the game, you know? I
mean, you could take a step back and just do what you enjoy doing, right? And see what happens with the game. But if he keeps going down a path that you just...
For sure, yeah.
I'm never going to tell anybody if they don't enjoy something to keep trying it, right? You know, I mean, if you really are not enjoying this game, I'm not going to...
Quit for a month and just take a break.
Yeah, just take a break, you know, play, you know... Just take a step back, do the stuff you enjoy. You know, don't be as committed to the game, right? Just keep doing it, just kind of watch, see what happens. And then if it goes down a path that you're just like, I can't do this anymore, then don't do it. I mean, life is too short. You got to find what you enjoy. You know, I mean, for me, what I always do is I think for us, there's stuff about this game that still pisses us off, you know, but we just try to make changes to it. You know, we talk about it, we give ideas, you know, how can we make this better, right? But every game has a life cycle.
More Twinkies.
Well, I don't know if that's going to do it. But but yeah.
Twinkies will change your life if you haven't had them. It will change.
Yeah, it's called Heart Attack.
So I'm not wrong.
But yeah, you know, I mean, do what you like to do in the game.
And here's the other thing about ships. Just because I know a lot of people are upset, including really myself, angry, about the new ship stuff, right? But the one thing to keep in mind about ships, the problem is we were exposed to a system beforehand and now released into a new one. If you look at ships version 2.0 kind of in a little bit of a capsule, where it's just by itself, the system is not all that bad. The problem is that we were given another system and we are transitioned to this one without a really nice transition in between, which is where they failed, in my opinion, in terms of rolling this out. Yeah, and it feels like your effort in the old system was
cold turkey switched over, which is okay. I don't mind the change.
But you're missing all the information and the
which I will rant on tonight.
And reworks, and that's the big aspect of it. It's just finding the new formula or finding the new formulas, plural.
Exactly. And this isn't their fault. I'm just going to say it though. There's no GG for ships, right? There's no like meta, so you can always see what the top thing is that easily. Right. You're kind of checking on your own server. You're trying to talk with friends and stuff. So the way to figure out what the best ships are is still not as easy as we can with characters, which has been around more.
Right.
But the new system, right? But the new system, right, is kind of its own thing. It's completely different. And I'll be honest, I never really liked ships to begin with. This has made me even less involved or less interested in it, I should say. I still go after it because of crystals, so I'm still working towards my
this. I've never been the biggest fan of ships either. But
yeah,
if you don't like ships, don't do ships.
Right. And so that's the thing. The ship system is just a new system. It wasn't implemented well, but if you look at it in a capsule, while it's different than Ships 1.0, which is what we're comparing it to, it seems like it's worse. But it's just going to be the same thing in a couple of months. It's going to feel the same way. So like what they're saying, just take a step back from ships. If you want, take a step back from the game and just do the stuff that you like. Don't worry about ships. And then come back to it, and by that time, the meta will have normalized. You'll know what ships to go after. a lot of this is because there's so much uncertainty about what's going on with ships.
We're
right
still
now.
trying
And
to wrap
people are
it around.
scrambling. And the scrambling isn't a feeling people want. You even when new characters are released, usually you have an idea that this kit will fit with another kit, and the other kit is staying static, so you can compare it, right? So this isn't the example you use, but you can compare like Bosk to CLS, and you can see Bosk isn't as good as CLS, but he maybe mimics some of the abilities of Kylo Ren, so maybe Bosk can kind of fit in with some. You have some comparison. They change every single ship. We have no baseline, right? So everybody's just scrambling to find something. So we're in an uncertainty period. So the main thing is to try and avoid making rash decisions during this uncertainty period. Let it settle out. If you still don't like it, if you still don't like the game, that's fine. But I would say just step away from it, let it settle out, and then figure out where to go.
Yeah. And we can talk ships for the next hour. We'll save that for.
I can't wait till they make ships 1v1.
One
so
more
cool.
thing too.
Yeah, no, 3v3 is going too long. We're down to 1v1.
You just and then ships 4.0 is just the capital ships just
the capital ships just shoot at each other. Yep.
I don't know. Personally, I like the change that they did for ships. I'm enjoying it.
That's okay.
I already, I sat down and I went through all the ships and read all their abilities, and then I did what I did with the characters that I felt were the best ones, and the team has been holding up. That's
all right. Listen, everyone's going to have
the exact same team.
How far are you dropping?
Not far from me.
I've been sitting in. I'm at 25 right now.
Yeah, I don't drop a lot, but I think a lot of people quit ships because I'm not seeing the same activity that I did before. Even with the,
I know Ouchie saw a bunch of people start on hers just randomly pop up recently as well.
I've noticed.
Those are the people that did all the research on the ships and came up with a good team. They'll mow down the dudes in front of them.
I have done the research, and I'm still kind of scratching my head because I have an idea about what I think works and stuff. But I still think there's
a lot more RNG dependent now. I don't think it has anything
there's some
to do
ambiguity
with
to
there's so much RNG right now.
Yeah, there's just a lot of. Yeah, I think one of the things people are most upset about is they invested all this time and effort to get their original ships lined up, and then all of a sudden change, which sometimes change is fine, but all the ships, right? So I think a lot of people are upset about that because they make them not just the characters but the ships too. And then to completely overhaul it and change it and not give any... Again, we'll get into it tonight. So, all right. I think that's all the time we have today. We're just an hour and 12 minutes. Vince, Ellie, what time do we want to do Battlefront today?
Now.
Okay, so right after this stream... That's right. I'll set up the... Finn, if you start setting up the Battlefront stream, why?
Or we can do it. We can do it like what? Like in like what? I don't know. You want to do it 15, 30? I don't care.
Yeah, we do it like 1:30. With me, shit. Ben, set it up, please, if you would, so I close out the stream. So if you're watching this, of course, you're watching this on RSG. This is our lunch stream. We do this every day, Monday through Friday, from 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern. Typically, we know sometimes we go a little bit over like today. Tune in tonight. We've got our Wednesday night stream at 8 p.m. Eastern, where we will cover the latest and greatest in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes news and break it down and tell you what it all means. After this, of course, we'll do our Battlefront stream with me and Vincelli. We'll do a few hours of Battlefront. And then, make sure you like and subscribe. That really helps the channel grow, guys. Subscriptions really help. It lets you know too, when we're streaming all this great stuff that, if you like the content, subscribe. It really does help support our channel. It's not just us, but what the hell's the name of your channel now, Xylo? Jesus Christ.
Takedown Games.
Takedown Games.
Yep.
The artist's channel, formerly known as Xylo Takedown, is Takedown Games. But, even Xylo's channel, views, time watched, subscriptions, comments, giving a video a thumbs up, all that stuff matters, guys. And so if you like what you see, then all you have to do is just to support our channel. That's the best way to do it. All right, so we got a lot of stuff coming up, so stay tuned for all the happy stuff. So on behalf of myself and the crew, thank you for being here. We really appreciate it. We will check you out here in about 15 minutes for the Battlefront 2 stream, and then we'll check you out tonight for the for the Wednesday night show, which I will be back for. See, I was here for last Wednesday and this Wednesday, and I got a little break in between. So, to everyone, have a rest of your day if we don't hear back to you tonight or whenever. But we'll check you out on the flip side. So, everybody, enjoy your day, and we will see you when we see you next. Peace.